In Ephesians chapter 2, we find this incredible statement about our faith. And it's a statement that many of us may have heard over and over and over again, but yet I don't know that we have fully grasped how not boring this particular passage is. Because sometimes we've heard something over and over and over, we just go, yep, I know that. Yep, I got that. But I don't know that we fully got this. Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8 says this, "For you are saved by grace through faith. This is not from yourselves, it is God's gift, not from works, so that no one can boast. For we are His creation, created in Christ Jesus for good works, which God prepared ahead of time so that we should walk in them." It was awesome as the Mobleys were sharing with us this morning at the Advent candle. They were talking about this idea of salvation, of being saved. And that's a word that gets interpreted lots of different ways. Okay? It's a word that gets thrown around a lot of different ways. Oh man, you really saved my tail on that one. Okay? That's the way that some people might use that word. Some people say, well, I saved up some money so that I could buy this gift for somebody that I wanted to buy. Or when we think of being saved from a death experience, right? Somebody comes and performs CPR on someone, saved them from the brink of death. There's different weight to those different things, right? But here, as the writer of Ephesians is sharing with us, what he is saying is, he says, look, the thing that saves you from sin, the thing that saves you from death and the grave, the thing that saves you from that has absolutely nothing to do with what you do. I don't mean has little to do with what you do. I mean has nothing to do with what you do. Do you know how hard that is for some of us? And one of the reasons why it's so hard for us to understand that gift is because we were taught from a young age that part of what church is you come in and you sit down and you go through the ritual and you do the stuff, and as long as you say the right words and do the right things and follow the right protocols and all that kind of stuff, then hopefully at the end of your life there's more stuff in this column than there is in this column, and that's how God judges us, and as long as this column's longer, then I get to go to heaven. There's only one problem with that. The problem with it is that it's a lie. Just one problem. It's a big problem. See, we get this idea that it's about what I do or don't do, right? Had a guy come to my church when I was young, in fact, too young to really understand what he was saying. He said, there's a motto you need to live your life by. He said, don't drink, cuss, or chew, or go out with girls that do. All right? That's what he told me. That was my motto for living life. I want you to know, Megan does not dip tobacco, all right? So I have followed through on at least one of those things, right? I can't claim the other ones, all right? I'm just saying, no, I'm joking. No, I'm joking. Here's the thing that we get so wrapped up in sometimes. We get wrapped up in this idea that somehow, some way, I have to do something in order to receive something. Here's how I know that to be true. You ever gotten a gift from somebody out of the blue that you did not expect to get a gift from? What do we often say? Oh, I'm so sorry, I didn't get you anything. Why was I supposed to get them something? Well, because they gave me something. So if they gave me something, I'm supposed to give them something. We have that almost, it feels like it's hardwired into us. Right? If we get something, we should give something. Now, there is some truth to that, But what happened is we've turned and twisted that into, I should have earned the gift. See, I earned that gift because I'm a good gift giver. I earned that gift because I'm a good friend. I earned that gift because of fill in the blank for whatever makes us feel better about it. But the truth is, there is absolutely nothing that I can do to earn salvation. Here in Ephesians, it says that salvation is God's gift. This gift that is waiting for us, He freely offers to us. And then in verse 9 it says, not from works. But then it gives us the reason why. I love it when God gives us the reason why, because I'm one of those why kind of people. In fact, I joked around with Pastor Allen. The very first time that Pastor Allen and I ever sat down across the table from one another to eat, believe it or not, was not at a Waffle House, okay? Only because we didn't have Waffle Houses up there, okay? We went to the closest facsimile of a Waffle House that we had where I was at. We went to a breakfast place, and we sat down, and we began to talk. And one of the first things that I said to him is, look, if you're considering me coming along and being a part of the team at the church at Shalimar, you need to know that I have one really, really, really annoying habit. I have other annoying habits, but one really, really, really annoying habit. And I said, and that annoying habit is that I will always ask why. And I said, the answer, we've always done it that way, is probably not going to be a good enough answer for me. So I'm going to ask that question all the time. It's part of my DNA. It's part of who I am. I said, I'm going to ask it. So if you're okay with hearing that over and over and over and over again, then let's continue to walk this walk. He didn't realize how honest I was being. He's regretted the decision ever since then, all right? But it's part of who I am. I like to know the why. I think a lot of us like to know the why, right? And here in Ephesians it says, look, there's nothing I can do to earn this. It's not from what I do or don't do. And the reason why is so that I get the ability to take absolutely zero credit for what's taken place. See, the moment that I do something, I get to take a little bit of credit. Well, you know what? I volunteered, I helped. Man, I love people who give and help. Man, I love it so much. My in-laws, Kent and Deb, surprised us Friday. They came in. Some of you at the Christmas at Shalimar last night got to hear about that. I want you to know, I love my in-laws. All the in-law jokes that they make out there's not a single one of them that's true about my in-laws. They are awesome people. I love them. They just showed up and surprised us on Friday. And on Friday, when they came in, the very first thing that they asked Megan, because I wasn't here, the very first thing they asked was, what can we do to help? And help they did. Some of you who've not yet been and you're coming tonight, I'm not going to tell you what they did. You'll find out after tonight. But it was huge. Like all this work, all this stuff. They came yesterday. They helped us get our supper ready for the orchestra and choir and all that kind of thing that we had yesterday for this event. I mean, they are giving people. They are helping people. I know lots of people like that in my life, that they love to give of themselves and to serve other people. I want you to know that is so awesome. But I want you to know there's no amount of giving or serving that can ever buy salvation. There's no amount of good things that I can do that will ever put enough things in this column that says, okay, Chad's good enough. Chad can have salvation now. Chad's good enough. Chad can enter heaven now. Chad's good enough, because the truth is, I'm not. The Bible doesn't talk about us in terms of good or bad. The Bible talks about us in terms of dead or alive. We are either spiritually dead or we are spiritually alive. And the difference between those who are spiritually dead and those who are spiritually alive are those who have experienced the salvation that comes through Christ. And it comes not through works, but by grace through faith. It's something that God does for us, that He freely extends to us, that I can't do for myself. But now, He also says, but look, Those good things that we want to do, that's part of what we were created for. He says, look, once we've experienced that, we are His creation, and we were literally created to do those good things. Do you know that? Do you know that God created you so that you could accomplish things for His kingdom? I love it. When we have a group like we had this morning helping us lead worship, it reminds me of this in such beautiful ways. You got Tracy over on the keyboard. You got Craig back in the fishbowl on the drums, right? You got Mike playing bass. You got Chris over here on guitar. And we had Laurel and Caleb and Jennifer out here singing up front, and Tracy's adding vocals into that. And then we had our entire worship choir up here who was singing. I want you to know that if Tracy wasn't going to be here, I can't just walk to anybody in the worship choir and say, hey, I need you to play the keyboard today. A couple of them could, but not just anybody. You know why? Because they have different gifts. I can't just go to Mike and say, hey, Mike, I know you're supposed to play bass today, but do you mind hopping on drums? I mean, Mike knows how to keep a beat. He could probably take care of us, but he's not going to do what Craig could do because it's a different gifting. I want you to know that you were created specifically by God so that you could do good things for His kingdom. The thing is that I don't do good things for His kingdom so that I can receive His gift. I do good things for His kingdom because I received His gift, and it's part of who God created me to be. The Bible tells us faith without works is dead. It takes both, but it's not the works that leads to salvation. It's the salvation that makes the works all make sense. There's a reason I do it now. I have a dear friend of mine, dear friend of mine, who, if there is a volunteer opportunity in their community, she's going to jump at it. She loves volunteering. She loves doing good things. She loves helping out because it makes her feel good. I mean, it does make us feel good, right? To help other people. That's a great feeling. But the problem is, if that's the only reason you're doing it, then it's almost like that drug, right? Like, I got to get another hit. I got to get another hit. I got to keep doing because that's the thing that makes me feel good. But God says, look, I have offered you this incredible gift of salvation. And there's nothing you can do to earn it because I want to freely give it. And it's this gift of grace that comes through faith. It comes in your choosing to believe in who I am and what I have done for you. And because of that, you aren't able to take any credit for it. You aren't able to boast in what you did. Other people aren't able to boast in what you did. And now out of it, you get to serve and be a part of my kingdom. And what that's going to do is it's going to fulfill you in a way that you've never experienced before, because sometimes those ways that you serve are not going to get noticed by other people. Sometimes those ways that you serve aren't even going to make sense in the moment, but because you're going to be trusting me and my Holy Spirit, you're going to serve, and it's going to be part of what I created you to do.